Can you tell us a bit about yourself and your own journey as a feminist?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, are you born a feminist or are you made one? Maybe it's a bit of the two. But I was adopted, and when I got my adoption papers, actually not so long ago, I discovered that on the 2 sheets of A4 that were the kind of contract between the local authority and the couple who adopted me. And at the top of it clearly says that I'm female and gives my female name, Christian name. And then every other line after that starts with he, his, he, his. So that was like, that was kind of setting the story, setting the story up, if you like. And then when I was 11, I had to do the 11 plus, like everybody did. And years and years later, I discovered that I had to get, in order to pass the 11 plus, well, first of all, if I didn't pass the 11 plus, I would go to secondary modern school, which I was terrified of because I'd been taught that it was a sink school and it was the end of life as we know it. So I had to get into grammar school. But then I discovered in my 30s, when I was doing some research, that girls, the pass mark for girls was higher than it was for the boys, because otherwise there would be more girls going to grammar school than there were boys, and you couldn't have that. And then when I went to university, I think there was 7% of the population went into higher education. And I don't know what the figure is for class, what the breakdown is by social class, but I imagine that working class people weren't that well represented. And I've never been able to find a figure for gender representation, but there were 3/4 of the people on my course were male. Then I left there and I went to France and I joined a radical political theatre company, and it was terrific. It was counterculture, it was anti-capitalist, anti-consumerist, actually already talking about climate change, very loud, get in the middle of the audience and shout at them, it was really wild stuff and wonderful. And we had like young people in our audiences tearing up their passports and tearing up their money, that was the thing of the day, really. It was great. It was also deeply sexist. It was run by guys, and if as a woman you wanted to have influence, then you would need to sleep with one of them. And it was fairly straightforward, So I was there for a couple of years, and then the group imploded, and I came back to England via Paris with one of the women from the company, and she had friends, women friends in Paris, who were involved in le mouvement de libération des femmes. And so I got to meet some of those women. And this is like, we're talking 1971, something like that. So post 1968 uprising, and out of that flowed a lot of outrage and anger. And those women in Paris were really angry. And I think it just kind of started to open up my imagination. And I bought, on the way home, I bought a copy of Germaine Greer's Female Eunuch. And then it was just like, it was just opening up my mind and seeing, seeing what was in there and how much of it was, shite, basically.